Rudy has finally done an interview, and I'm going to have to give the credit to Grizzy Hood News. I took it off her site, so don't want you to think I'm trying to get credit for this interview. I just wanted to get it out to my subscribers quickly so you guys can hear what Rudy has to say about this case. I want you to listen to it first before we even discuss it. So anyway, welcome to the Murder She Shed. My name is Holly. This is the place where you hear rarely heard true crime and also breaking news right from my little she shed. Just a farm girl that likes to give you a peaceful setting in which to listen to all my true crime stories. So make sure you hit that subscribe so you can enjoy me here and Simon, my German Shepherd, who's usually with me and not today. It's been running the four-wheeler all day, so he didn't join us. All right, here's the interview, guys.
Rudy, how are you 25?
I'm 26. It's about my age and date sometimes. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to keep track, especially if I don't have phones or anything, it's a little difficult.
You know, if we keep the door a little open, it's helpful with the light. That could work if you want to hold this right there.
Alright.
Are you shocked with how much attention this has gotten?
A lot. It's a lot of attention. It kind of gets me overwhelmed, Other than that, I just try to stay positive, just try to keep my mentality straight and honest and true and just spread positivity and kindness,
So, the world thought you were missing for 8 years. Where were you? Where have you been?
Just at home. Just stuck at home, If somebody would come over, my mom would just tell me stay in the room, keep the door locked, don't let them in, don't make any sounds, don't do anything,
Tell us about what it was like living there. Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your will?
She never, locked me in or, handcuffed me or anything like that. I had free will to leave. It just felt like brainwashing, honestly. It just kept confusing me, just the way, she would manipulate me into saying, oh, you're going to get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, something minor, something innocent, and then it would just kind of escalate into just people just, sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
Which is,
Take your time.
Yeah, it just escalated from there, from, just wanting to get away from home, just be free, live my own life, arguing all the time, and then we eventually just went into she locked me in there pretty much mentally, just that she was my only parent. She was the only person I really had besides my brother. So when I lost my brother, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to live, how to have confidence or trust in myself or anything, so I just depended on my mom all my life.
What had you been doing for those 8 years?
Just trying to study the best I can online, understand how the world works, understand different cultures, different religions, different everything, because my life, I just believe that we should stop putting labels on everything and just understand the communities and the prosperity and the growth and the positivity, because there's just too much fighting, there's too much anger, there's too much depression and mental health problems in the world. But yeah, we just need to spread more positivity, because all of it, everything around us, it's an algorithm that they control through the social media and through the colors and just everything. If you see something white, like a white wall or a white pillowcase or a white car driving around the place, you'll just understand that, you're just trying to have a positive thought, and then you'll look at something white and get sidetracked, and you'll get distracted about stuff and things, and then you'll find stuff like a pink wall or something, or pink whatever, and then you just be reminded of, somebody trying to help you, prosperity, just somebody loving people, and red, people confuse that for anger or hate, and it's only anger or hate, these type of things, if you look at it that way,
Police said a lot of times that you were 17 when this happened and you were an adult. You spoke a little bit about this, about some of the family trauma you've had growing up. Talk about the fact that although you're an adult, how difficult it was for you to be in this situation and maybe not be able to get out of.
It It felt like Stockholm Syndrome, honestly. Like, just held against my will mentally, not physically, just constantly, like, she was bombarding me with negative thoughts. And, like, every time I come around her, she just makes me, it's like little triggers just pop up. And it's like, if I'm trying to get away from my mom, I'll hear a random noise, and it'll be like a little reminder in my head, like, don't do that, don't say this, or, you know, just little things. Like, she's putting ideas or thoughts into my head whenever I'm just trying to, you know, just understand the world.
Do you think your mom took advantage of you?
Heavily.
How does that feel? I mean, I can't imagine. You said your mom's really the only person in your family you have. How was that you felt your own mom took advantage?
It's like I lived in prison. It's like I lived in a fucking jail my whole life. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have my own job. I just wanted to live my life. I just wanted to just love somebody, you know, have somebody else that would actually love me, because I wasn't sure what love was. I struggled understanding my emotions. I don't know when I'm sad and that I'm sending out negative energy. I don't understand when I'm happy and sending out positive energy. The only way I was understanding how to communicate with people was online, and even then, you can't trust everything you see online, because half the time people are just making their own assumptions and spinning what they want, and just, I can't ever speak my truth because everybody wants to assume things.
Can you go into the brainwashing? What would she say to you? Would she say something would happen if you were to leave her home?
It wasn't that. It's just, after I left, I started to understand that all of it's just an algorithm. It's literally all an algorithm. If you look at something black, you understand that they understand. If you look at something white, it'll confuse you when you're trying to go in a positive direction. If you look at something red, it'll remind you of love. If you look at green, it'll remind you of, you know, like grounding people that are there for you and stuff, you know?
Did you feel stuck? And what was she doing exactly that kept you hidden?
It's just every time I would try to leave or, you know, try to do things for myself, like I want to go get my own money, I want to go work a different job, I want to do this and that, they would always just come right back around to just, don't do that, or it's bad, don't do that, you know, like the cops are going to come out, they're going to do this, they're going to arrest you if you're driving a car without a license or this and that, and it's just like, oh, how do you expect me to get a license to drive a car if I can't even go out? All I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get $60 fucking. Like, I don't understand how that's fucking fair.
Why do you think she wanted to keep you hidden?
I don't know. It all started just because I had a fucking speeding ticket. I went like 70 and 55 trying to go to work. And then when that all started, it's just like I wasn't able to have a life. I was starting to start working and growing and, you know, provide for myself. And then after that happened, I couldn't do it.
I think the question everyone has is why your mom would lie and say that you've been missing for 8 years. Did she ever tell you, did you ever ask, Mom, why are we pretending that I'm missing?
That's the thing. When it comes to the real small details like that, I don't remember. It's like it just blocks it out. Like she's blocking it out for me or something. It's like I just want to remember the facts. I just want to understand, you know, who I am and what I'm trying to do, and just try to live my life the way I want to, not how she wants me to.
Were you questioning your mom? Like, Mom, why am I doing this?
I would always ask her stuff like, when am I going to get a job? When am I going to have my own car? When am I going to be able to make my own decisions? When am I going to be able to just go out and be free? Like, why can't we just go to the fucking police station? Why can't I just get a lawyer? Why can't I just do that? And she's like, oh, you can't get a lawyer because it's too much money. We can't do that because it's too much money. Everything was always just money, 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 money. It's constantly fucking money.
If you had to guess why she was doing this, was she making money from you being missing, as far as you know?
I don't know. I think somebody at one point mentioned something about an original GoFundMe page. And then my mom wanted to say something about, like, one of my aunts or something was, like, stole all the sodas or some shit. But meanwhile, where's all the money that they raised, you know? Like, and where did that go to helping find me?
We have video. We actually, Fox 26, we interviewed your mother while you were in the hospital, and 10 years ago in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital? And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at the time that you had cancer.
I had a tumor on my heel at one point, but that was irrelevant. Originally, I think all that had started because she wanted me to fake taking a bottle of Tylenol or Aleve PM or something, sleeping pills. And then she wanted to fake me going to the hospital, and she pretty much just forced me to go into the ER and be like, hey, act like you're sick and you're overdosing and shit. And
this was before you were missing?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why was this happening?
I don't even remember. I think it was something to do with school. I was depressed and I was cutting my wrists when I was, getting sad. I didn't have an idea how to, understand my emotions. It was after my brother passed away. I didn't know how to deal with pain and depression, so I would literally just rip a fucking Coke can open and just run it on my wrist like a fucking cheese grater just to feel something.
Your brother was a big part of your life, the one who passed away.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that, and was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me, he would take me to and from school, he would pick me up, he would get me McDonald's, he just say little jokes and stuff, and after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have somebody like a father figure. He was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand how to take care of myself, how to wash myself, how to make doctor's appointments, how to do anything, because I never had a chance.
What would you have to say to police that say, well, he was an adult? It seems like in this case, you didn't have the support there that you needed, and police seem so focused on your age that you were 17, which is an adult in Texas. But can you talk about the fact that, yes, you were an adult, but the mindset that you've been in?
Yeah, it was just like a constant brainwashing, like a Stockholm type of syndrome, where it's just, you just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs because I cared about her and she's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over this last 8 years, did she say anything or is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
I don't know, I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable, and I would say stop, and she'd be like, well, why, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, and then I would just be like, oh, okay, you didn't do anything wrong, and just leave it at that, just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do, and I would just be like a people pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of or, help understand me. It was just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now? I know that this is the only person you feel like you have had, and now that you're separated, how hard is it to make that distinction right now? Do you want to talk to her?
No, not really. I don't want any contact with her at all. I just want to live my life away from her. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care. I just want to live my life. I want to have a family, a job, a car, just a house. I just want to live my life. I just want to be happy. I don't want to keep going back to those negative thoughts she always has on me. I'm so tired of them. I'm so tired of those thoughts. Just constant negativity around that house, and I hate it. Seems like every time she comes around me, it just fuels negativity into me, like she's just downloading it into my brain over and over, and I don't like it.
Did she make you, were there ever times where police would come to your house to check on you, that you recall?
I think at one point.
did you have interaction with the police, or did your mom make you hide? Like, how were you able to get away? I know police mentioned some fake names. Did you actually speak to the police ever?
Like once or twice, maybe once when I was driving my mom's car and they pulled us over because, she wasn't feeling good. She had took some pain medicine after a surgery and, she was struggling to drive. So like, just get in the passenger seat. I'll take you home. It's not too far, And, yeah, they pulled me over for something like that, but I don't remember what name I gave them. She told me, just say something else, say a different name because they don't, they're going to arrest you. I'm just like, why can't I just tell them my name,
What was it like, 8 years without seeing some of your closest family members? And every time they'd come over, what would you have to do?
Hide. If my uncles or my aunts came to visit my mom, or my family would come to visit my grandma, that's the main reason they would go over there to see my grandma. And I would just have to listen to my family be happy and cheerful on the other side of a fucking door, and I'm just like, I want my families, I just want people, I just want communication. I just want people to understand that we need to start talking more and just stop, like...
Did you want to just end it right there and go out and tell them that you're here and you're okay?
I just want them to know that I wanted to scream for them, but at the same time I just couldn't, because the only person I was able to trust was my mom. She told me so many things about my other family that I didn't know. I wasn't able to verify.
Was your grandma living with you at one point?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had and she tried to tell people that you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
She was she sick?
She had Alzheimer's and dementia and Down syndrome. She had a bunch of medical issues, and that's why I took care of her the best I could.
And did she ever say to you anything about Rudy, go out, tell police, like, did she ever say anything to you? Because it seems like she tried to tell family members that you were there.
Yeah, I think she tried telling people, but it's just my mom I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that one.
Do you feel like your mom held you captive? Is that how you would...
Pretty much. In a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally she held me against my will. It's just, I wanted to just come out and say stuff and be honest, and every time I would try to, she would just either be, no, don't do it, or, all right, go do it.
Why do you think she did that?
I don't know. It's because maybe a lot of both of our problems stemmed from my brother passing away. My brother passed away, and ever since then, he was like our glue. He was like the father figure. He's a provider. He took care of the family. Me and my mom. And then when I couldn't take care of my mom anymore, I had to take care of my grandma, and it was difficult. Especially at the end.
Do you see your mom change her personality over the years?
She's always kind of had that mentality, try to talk to her about something positive, and then, or address her issues, and then my mom would just deviate, sidetrack, or completely ignore it, especially stuff like mental health.
This is your chance, finally. We've heard from family members, we've heard from police. It's finally your chance to tell your story. Is there anything that you want people to know about what happened to you?
I wanted to live my life, and just something inside of my brain kept going back to her. She was my life support in a sense. I needed her, or at least she made me feel that way. She never gave me the confidence or the guidance or the teaching that I needed. She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job worth slaving over to help her pay bills and debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff,
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week.
About what in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week.
All right, now that you've listened to it, I'm going to have to say he lost me right when he started saying pink and white and red and all those colors. I'm not sure what's going on with that. If he's still coming down off the mushrooms, I'm not sure. It's kind of odd, I have to say. But he did not back Quanell X's claims. He denied any SA occurred from his mother. He said that he got in bed with her, but that's not odd. I mean, I don't know how that's odd. And he said that basically she was kind of overprotective. Probably a helicopter mom, as we call it, I guess, but she's also a scammer. And she used him to scam people out of money. That is very obvious. Listen, I don't got a script today. I'm just going off of my head here. So I have ADD, so I kind of get scrambled around. And usually that's why I go by a script, because my words get all scrambled around. But I'm just going to was like, screw it. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say, right? So hopefully it comes out okay. But to me, as far as we know right now, Rudy is a victim. But then it popped in my head, what if this is another scam? What if Rudy comes out and says he is a victim of his mother's, and then people start a GoFundMe account for Rudy, and then it goes straight back to his mother? Maybe Rudy couldn't stop it from going straight back to his mother. He's just so brainwashed, that's what would happen. Or maybe they were both scammers all along. I mean, I'm sure Rudy was trained how his mother wanted him to be trained. If she scammed her whole life, that's all he's ever seen, that's all he's ever known, so he doesn't know any different. So what if this video that was put out is just a scam too? Maybe she's brainwashed him and convinced him to come out and say all these things, which nothing too bad was said, so I don't think she could go to jail from it. But he's just saying he basically just wants to be left alone. He wants to be on his own. He wants to grow up. He wants to get out of the house. And he hasn't had the money to get out of the house. And you know what? Something else struck me odd in the video. He said, and I'm going to replay it for you guys in a second. In one part of the video, he says, they. Basically, they did this to me. Who is they?
It just kept confusing me, just the way, she would manipulate me into saying, like, oh, you're going to get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, like something minor, something innocent, and then it would just...
Who else was involved in this? The mother's friend? I know he was staying with a friend of his mother. Could she involve? Who is they? He didn't say she, he said they. And obviously the dad passed away, the brother passed away. Who is they? I caught that pretty quick in that video. I was like, it's weird. Anyway, he doesn't really have like mental challenges. Basically, he might have been on a little drugs or something, but I don't think he has any mental challenges. So he's smart enough to know that his mom is a scammer. He's smart enough to know probably and been taught how to scam people. So is he part of the scam, or is he brainwashed so much? And I'm not even saying this video is a scam. I'm just saying it could be. So if people start GoFundMe accounts or whatever for Rudy, is it part of that scam? I don't know. I'm so confused in this case. I feel like everybody's scammers at this point. Quanell X, his mother, Rudy. I don't know if he is. Don't get mad at me. He's still a victim till proven otherwise. But the whole case is just bizarre. Just totally bizarre. I just wanted to show y'all the interview because I was like, my head was still spinning. I still feel like I need a drink. Only a Dr. Pepper though. I don't drink. Although on this one, I feel like I should. Quite puzzling. I don't know, I might have went a little bit everywhere on this video because, like I said, I usually go by script because I'm kind of crazy. But you already know that. If you watch my videos, you already know I'm crazy. There's no doubt about that. We will give any updates on Rudy if I find out anything else. And as usual, I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed week. I'm just glad I could get this video out for you. Bye.
Do you punish yourself like me, though you know it's not